So I discovered the EcoFlow booth at CES earlier this year, and they had some pretty interesting products that they were coming out with. They had entire house batteries where you can back up all your batteries from your solar. They had an ice chest that you could divide into a refrigerator and freezer, and it also made ice, and a lot of other cool things that I saw. Well, they've just recently updated their Delta and River line. Both of these product lines right here are for their portable power station. We've got the Delta line that is their bigger batteries, and then we've got the smaller River line. Now, ever since CES, I've stayed in contact with EcoFlow, and with their new products being updated and released, I wanted to check some of them out on the channel here. So I do want to thank EcoFlow for sending out the Delta 3 Plus and the River 3. Now, this is my first time working with EcoFlow, but I gotta say, with these new product lines coming out, I love the look of them. To me, it's a lot better than their older version, but let's start by taking a look at the Delta 3 Plus. Now, this device right here has 1,024 watt hours of storage. Inside the unit is a lithium iron phosphate battery, or LFP, and batteries like this one right here can do up to 4,000 recharges, or about 10 years. Charging up this device, it can do 1,500 watts of AC input and will charge up to 80% within 40 minutes. Now, if you want to do solar charging, it can max out at 1,000 watts of input, charging up the device to 80% within an hour. And this device also supports DC charging. So if you have an EcoFlow alternator, you can use that for up to 800 watts of charging speed. I do like that the EcoFlow system has so many different ways that you can get this thing charged up. You're not just stuck to a wall outlet. Now, as far as outputs go, the Delta 3 Plus can do up to 1,800 watts of AC output, but it also uses their patented X-Boost technology that can continuously power devices over 2,600 watts and has a surge rating of 3,600 watts. So this thing can definitely take a massive surge. Now let's take a look at all the different ports on here. All right, so here is everything that we're getting in the box. We have got our AC power cable right here. We have got our car charging port, so you can plug that into the cigarette lighter of your car. We've also got a DC barrel plug. And I was told that you can use this for maybe a security camera, or if you have like a network router or something like that. We've also got the quick start guide. Now, if we take a look at the unit itself, I'm gonna push the button up here to power this guy on. The display on here is pretty cool. So right now we have 29% battery power, 0 input, 0 output. Now this does have a UPS, meaning that if the power were to go out, this can quickly switch over to auxiliary power, and that is going to be perfect if you have something like a home network or a PC, something that you want it to quickly get over to that without actually shutting it down. So these AC outlets down here can be used with that UPS feature. We also have, in addition to our 6 AC inputs, we have got 2 USB-C at 140 watt. We've also got 2 USB-A's that are fast charging. The USB-C also has a HID connection, and that is going to be used for plugging this into maybe a home network, a NAS, something like that, maybe a home server, and it will communicate with the server, letting it know that it is on power through the battery and that it has a certain amount of time to shut that server down before it's going to lose power altogether. So that way it can quickly save and back up any data without losing it. If we take a look on the top here, we have got a button for activating our AC outlets down here. We've got another one for our USB outlets. So those do have to be turned on to turn on any of our outlets over here. If we take a look up here on the top, we have got handles on either side, which make it really easy to carry. And the vents have been moved. On the older version, the Delta 2, we had them here on the side. Now we've got them here on the front. And if you take a look, we've got it here on the back too. So now we've got a nice flow of air going through here. So if you are putting this in the car, storing it, want to use it in a tight spot, you don't have to worry about the fans on the side. They're now going to be on the front and the back, which I actually like. Now, taking a look at the back here, we have got our inputs: solar car, extra battery port, and AC charging. And the cool thing I like about this too is when you flap it down, it actually goes in. So you don't have to worry about the doors sticking out, possibly breaking or just getting in the way. That actually goes in. I thought that was pretty cool. So right here, we have got our solar or car ports. If we do want to plug those in, we've got a 15 amp max per port. This is going to be for our extra battery. So you're going to use the extra battery port for that. Go into the extra battery, and then we've got our AC right here. Down below that, we have got our DC. So if you have maybe like a mini fridge or something like that, if you're camping, that can plug in right here. Also, we have the button up here, so don't forget to turn that on and off if you are going to be using a DC. And then here is where those barrel plugs are going to be plugging in. So here's the 400-watt solar panel from EcoFlow. I set it up. It's got a pretty interesting setup here, something I've never seen before. You can see we've got 4 panels right here. Over on this side is going to be our connectors. I still have mine all wrapped up here, so they do expand even further. But that's because I have my Delta 3 Plus down here that is charging up. So we're plugged in there. Sun is not ideal for this setup right here. It's more directly above us, so I should lay this back. What I wanted to show is that it comes with a case here, which is very convenient for carrying. So with the case, we have got handles and then also a shoulder strap, which I love, but the case doubles as a stand too. So we've got these carabiners that connect up here on the top. You can see right there. So they connect up there on the top, and then down here on the bottom, we've got more carabiners that connect. Now it's elastic down there, so you can stretch it out a little bit. And then how you adjust the angle is by zipping and unzipping the case right here. So if I want it to be more straight up and down, I can zip it up. If I want it to lay a little bit flatter, I can unzip it, which is going to allow this whole thing to lay down a little bit flatter. It's pretty interesting. I keep getting buckling in here. And as you can see with the edges are folding down. So it's tough to get like a great angle on it, because ideally I'd want it something like that. But on both edges, you can see they both kind of flop down a little bit, which isn't the best. Maybe if you are somewhere you can get something to stand those up a little bit more. But I thought that was kind of interesting. I do love the case though. Having a case and a handle and being able to carry this around does make it so much easier. But let's take a look down here at what I'm actually bringing in. So even though it's a 400 watt, I'm only getting about 250 watts from it, but like I said, I'm not at an ideal angle. So let's see if we can get a better angle and up the input that we're getting from these solar panels. All right, we changed up the angle a bit, getting 320 watts input, which is nice. We can see a little icon down here that's saying that is coming from solar. Now, even though it's got a new look and design, you can still use some of the older expansion batteries with this. This supports the extra batteries for the Delta 3, the Delta Pro 3, the Delta 2, and the Delta 2 Max. And you can expand its full capacity up to 5,000 kilowatt hours. Now, as great as the physical unit is, this also has an integrated app, which gives you a lot of control with this device right here. Let's take a look at that app right now. All right, now we can connect both of our devices to the EcoFlow app, which is pretty awesome. We're getting some cool features out of here. So I've got both of mine connected right now. I can see the percentage right away on each of them. And if I tap on it, so we've got this one plugged in right now, that is giving us some data. So we have nothing coming in right now, but we do have some stuff going out. So we've got 38, 37 of DC watts coming in right here, nothing for the AC right now. We can turn each one of these on and off, and it's instantly going to adjust that there. So if I turn off the AC right now, we're gonna go from 37, oh, it jumped up to 40. So in USB right now, I do have a laptop plugged in. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that one off right here, and this should drop, yep, turn it off right there. Let's go ahead and tap our AC back on, and we'll be able to see what we have. What I like about this too is that with the current output that this thing is doing, so it jumped up here to 36, we've got 86% of our battery, and it's also going to show us the time remaining before this battery actually runs out, which I absolutely love seeing that right there. Now, some other cool things that we can see in the settings right here is that we can turn the beep on and off. We've got screen brightness you can adjust right there. You can connect this to Wi-Fi if you want to do that. We've got the X Boost technology, some other patented stuff right here. But something else that I really want to show is this scheduled task. So with the scheduled task right here, you can actually set up different schedules to use your battery backup during maybe peak times of the day. So when you are being charged for peak electricity, you can actually have it switch over to use your battery backup and stop pulling from the grid. And then when that time is up, you can have this thing charge back up when electricity is cheaper. So this is going to be able to pay for itself as you use it more and more, which I think is just awesome. Now, as great as the Delta 3 Plus is, it might be out of budget for a lot of people, but that's where their Riverline comes in. It's a smaller unit that is much more affordable for most people. Now, this unit right here is light, portable. It only has 245 watt hours. It does still have have the same lithium ion phosphate battery inside, which is going to give us up to 3,000 plus charges and still that 10-year lifespan. It has an AC output of 300 watts and can surge up to 600 watts. It has 1 hour of fast AC charging and about 2.5 hours of charging time with 110 watt solar input. The River 3 comes in at 7.5 pounds and has a built-in handle, which makes it really easy to carry. It's about 30% smaller than the industry average, and this thing is ultra quiet. It has built-in fans on either side, but even putting this thing under load, I've never heard the fans running. Okay, so the River 3 is going to be a lot simpler. With that one, we're just going to be getting our AC cable, and we're also going to be getting our DC cigarette lighter port that can plug in to charge from the port in our car. Now, taking a look at the unit right here, on the display, we can see our percentage of how much battery is left, how much time is left in the usage that we're going to be putting into it. On the top here, we've got our input wattage, our output wattage. We've got 2 AC ports here on the side. Now you do have to push the button here to activate those ports. Over on this side, we have the DC side. I like because both of these can be turned on at the same time. Opening up the port here, it'll give us access to our DC port. You can plug in maybe a mini fridge into that. We've got 2 USB-A ports and a USB-C that is 100 watt. Power button right here, push that once, it'll turn the display off. Push it again, it'll turn our display back on. That display will automatically time out after a few minutes there. Like I said, this thing is pretty simple. We've got our handle here up on top. If we take a look here on the side, we've got our input ports right here. This one is going to have our solar / DC input right here, and then we've got our AC cable right there. Fans on either side of it, which make that nice. And then we also have some venting here around the side, but nice, basic, simple one right here, but definitely worth the price. Now, this device is also waterproof, fireproof, and drop resistant, and comes with an IP54 battery protection to minimize potential water damage. And another thing that I love about this one right here is it also has pass-through charging. So I can be charging up the battery here, maybe through solar panels, but still using all the ports for charging up my devices. You'd be surprised how many other brands out there don't support pass-through charging, which kind of doesn't really make sense for a portable battery station. Now, the new River 3 is ideal for your run and gun, on the move, small device charging up. I love how light it is and portable to take anywhere you want to go. Now, if you need something that's a little beefier, maybe you're running a CPAP machine through the night, wanting to make sure your fridge is going to be running if that power runs out, the Delta 3 Plus is going to be a fantastic option. I love that you can control a schedule in the app with both of these right here to help you save some additional money. Now, no matter what situation you are in, EcoFlow has you covered with their full suite of products. If you guys want to know more about these two, take a look at the links in the description. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.